everyone, and welcome back to the Barefoot Immigrant Podcast. Today's episode is called The Art of Immigration. I'll be sharing how relocation has influenced my mindset and the blessings it contains within the decision. Before we get into it, thank you for listening, and if you like it here, leave a comment down below and follow for more episodes on what immigration has been like for me. So I recently read a quote that said, "Travel because you've got to. Relocate because there's more to see. Immigrate because there's more people to meet than just the ones in your neighborhood and the ones you grew up with." That quote was quite defining for me. In essence, I drew this from that read: clarity equals progress. How so, you may think? Well, here's 5 lessons I've learned and how they have allowed me to recreate my mind state. Number 1, how to communicate with different types of people. Here in Australia, I've met the most diverse amount of people in culture, ethnicity, language, preferences. The lesson in this was I've embraced becoming a student, a beginner, saying, "I don't know, but can you teach me?" I've learned to be more childlike in my questions, but more than that, I've appreciated finding wonder in seeing so much difference, yet also feeling like I'm a part of it and that I belong. Number 2, I don't need as much as I thought. Pre-moving, I thought I needed a lot. Post the move, we as a family have adopted a minimalist lifestyle, and not by a choice. It kind of happened by default. The kids, myself, and my husband really live very simply. The lesson in I don't need as much as I thought, in all honesty, has been so freeing. Number 3, I found a new love, and her name is nature. Nature is beautiful, but more so healing. I've been spending a lot of time outside, in the sun, under the trees, on the grass, at the sea, in the rain, feeling the wind. The title of the show was birthed in the healing I found in being bare feet. It's created space for me to become this earth child. I've come to find the most serenity when I'm in nature. Australia is beautiful for many reasons, but her nature is probably number 1 on my favorites list. The lesson of being healed by just being in nature, grounding myself, literally, has been the most peaceful to learn. Number 4, planning takes time, but it makes work easier. Planning more equals doing less. So a way I would recommend this is have an everything book nearby. And whenever something pops into your mind, write it down. At the end of the day, I usually have a whole page filled with groceries I remembered I needed, or tasks I needed to get to, or even appointments that need to be made. Having an everything notepad nearby makes sorting and planning the days so much easier. I've learned that my mind is wonderful, but I don't need to use it as a filing cabinet. Write down things as soon as they pop into your mind. You'll be better planned for it. Number 5, asking for help is a blessing. This was a tough lesson. I've never been okay with asking for help and receiving it without feeling like I needed to pay it back. But since the move, the transition has called for me to ask for help and navigate life with people, which is a different journey for me. Finding connection in asking for help has been a beautiful gift. This last month, the flu had weighed me down, and you can possibly still hear it in my voice. And I couldn't be at my optimal, especially with my toddler and the way she knows me to be. So a mom friend of mine asked, can she take care of baby Grace while I rested? And you guys, that filled my heart and my cup so much. Receiving help. Our journey in humanness is meant to be built on connection, relationship, and finding people who want to give to you is such a gift, one that I'm learning to appreciate with my whole heart. And that concludes the lessons I've learned. Though here are 5 things I do differently since the relocation. Number 1, say I'd need help sooner with learning new systems, budgeting, sharing chores, basically everything. I'd give myself grace to be a beginner sooner and take the stress off of myself. I saw a meme that said 5 plus 3 equals 8, but so does 4 plus 4. I used to think there was only my way of doing things, and when my husband would do the very same task, I'd give him my direction on how it should be done, but there's also his way. I've been releasing control, and that weight lifted off allows me to journey my walk lighter, more joyful. So if you're like me, who also likes things done in a certain way, try releasing the grip. You'll be freer for it. Number 2, be more prepared when going out. I didn't realize how expensive things can get and how quickly that can happen. So I'd prepare myself better and in advance. And a way I've been doing this is I plan our activities monthly, giving the kids and us enough time, but also flexibility in our calendar. Number 3, set budgets for everything. This requires a level of radical honesty. Remember, unnamed money is spent money. Number 4, be realistic with time frames, especially with toddlers. As a mom, I didn't factor in a lot of scenarios that could happen. So when one of the bigger curveballs hit me, I wasn't as equipped as I could have been. So definitely set larger time frames for myself and give myself space in time to not have things go my way all of the time. Number 5, be fluid with my expectations of people, places, and things. I've come to recognize the blessing in everything has a time, and all will get done when it needs to. I don't need the added pressure to myself. I think coming out of a corporate job with tight timelines and deadlines, I had adapted that in my personal life, but I am currently unlearning that aspect, and it's been extraordinarily peaceful. Now, here's a fun one. 5 things I'm glad I had done. Number 1, learn how to speak basic entry-level languages in my area. This has allowed me to communicate with more people rather than just speaking English. Number 2, the weekly reflection I do every week in order to be better in the next one. Number 3, spending time in nature is never a waste. Number 4, joining my local library has saved me so much of money, but also exposed me to so much more different forms of content. Also, I love the simplicity it's added to my life. Number 5, creating space to fail. This shows me I am trying at all the things that I want to. If you are considering relocation and are on the fence, my absolute recommendation would be go for it. Not because of what you would get from it, but because of who you will become in it. You will find new reserves within yourself. You will walk in versions of yourself that have been divinely created for you, that will allow you to show up in strength, resilience, and a newfound confidence that you will come to know has always been yours to walk in. You will be forever changed in mindset, values, heart set. You will notice the light within you shine, not only in yourself, but all around you. The blessing is not in what you get from this, but who you become in this. Your ability to endure will multiply, and though difficult, ultimately, every step worth it. I hope this inspires you. Thank you for listening. Sending you peace and ease always. See you in my next one.